Howdy. Here we go, folks, crushing some cars. Glad you guys are tuning in. Thank you much. Thank you much. We got a fine day in Dallas. If 100 degrees is fine with you. It is what it is. Look here, Karen Macy, nurse Karen Macy. I should have done this shout out a long time ago. Tried to put a little red cross up here on the hood. This is a Toyota Tacoma. We don't crush these cars, these trucks very often. Hardly ever do we see them. But she is a nurse in the UK. I think the northern, I hate to get that wrong. I think the northern part of the UK, which I don't know entirely what that means, because the UK, Great Britain, all that still confuses me. But I'm easily confused. No, you know, you got Scotland and Ireland and like I'm trying to figure it all out. Karen Macy, nurse Karen. I mean, y'all know what's going on in the world right now. I got a son that's working in a hospital. I know he's busy. He tells me, Dad, I could work 100 hours a week if I wanted to, if I could. Karen Macy, nurse Karen. Isn't that so cool? Because like, you got to be Karen to be a nurse. Like, you have to be a Karen kind of, caring kind of person. C-A-R-I-N-G. Yeah, in my neighborhood, we call that caring. Sure. I'm caring about you. We got a Frontline hero right here, folks. Frontline hero. Man, I'm glad I was able to do this. Like I was saying, I'll get to these shout outs now that I'm like everything's got to be right. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I knew that was going to happen. Sorry, Nurse Karen. I'll get better on my equipment. I keep saying that. I'm going to find something in these cars that's going to help us out. But she has a CRV. Right there under the shade tree, that is a CRV, but they didn't mark it for crush. Maybe next time. But hey, Miss Karen, you don't want to see a CRV get crushed. Hey, I've always said it. I put my mom in a Toyota. I put my mom in a Honda. Shoot. I work in junk. I know what are good cars and what aren't. Anybody in the Nissan? Nurse Karen, thank you very much. I know you have been busy. And I bet there's some sacrifices that have been made just for your job. Or, okay, hey, y'all want to hear something? Not just for your job. I don't mean it that way, because you've got to naturally be a big-hearted person to be in that line of business, in that profession. And I don't call taking care of humans a line of business. I was a combat medic in the United States Army. And I got sent up to the hospital. They put me in the emergency room. Boom, boom, boom. I liked it. Like, I love the start the breathing, stop the bleeding, like the pace of it. Sometimes you're just sitting around bored out of your mind, and then one call and you're like, we got 3 victims in a car crash, and you drive out there with an ambulance and you do it, you know, like you start saving lives. But I was recognized as, I ain't trying to pat myself on the back, I'm just trying to tell a story, but they were like, hey man, you're pretty good at this combat medic, at this medic stuff. Maybe you should think about being, a nurse. And the Army sent me to nursing school. Yes, Cowboy was in nursing school. They got a LPN, which is a licensed practitioner nurse, or some places call it an LVN, licensed vocational nurse. And I went to nursing school for a while in the Army, but just wasn't for me, folks. I started nursing school, and it wasn't the course. The course wasn't a problem at all. That wasn't a biggie. But after I did like 5 Foley catheters, it's not for me. I don't want to touch people in those kind of areas in that kind of way. That's not me. It takes a strong person to do what you're doing, Nurse Karen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry about my spray paint. I ain't no graffiti artist or whatever you want to call it. Let's go over here and get this car. Yeah, so they sent me to nurse. The Army has almost a 1-year program. I think it's 9 months. It's a 9-year program. 9-month program. And you get licensed. Like, you actually have to take a state license, and you have to get licensed to conduct business as a nurse. And I liked the emergency room stuff. I did. I really enjoyed it. But once I got up on those wards, and like I said, I don't want to touch people in those kind of places. It ain't my thing. I gotta check something out. Y'all see how nasty I got today? I popped the transmission while I was on the rack and got it all over me. It ain't easy being easy. Part of the business. Let's see how I can tell this story. Let me see how I can tell this story. So, a part of being a LPN, a licensed practical nurse, you pass meds. And the rule was, up on the wards, if the patient is ambulatory, meaning if they can walk, and some of them won't get out of bed unless you come down there and go, hey, your lunch is ready in the lunch room or in the break room, or, that's the only way they'll get out of bed. So you try to get them moving around as much as you can. So it's time to pass meds. And, I called all, hey, Mr. Williams, blah, come up, you're not supposed to say patient's name, I'm just saying names. Mr. Williams, please come up to the front. A lot of these this is in a military hospital, so you still call them by their rank, even though retired. So it's like, Staff Sergeant Woods, please come to the nurse's station. Sergeant Jones, please come up to the nurse's stations. It's med time. And there was this one, I swear to God, his name was Colonel Flash. Colonel Flash. And he was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. The man had been shot like 5 times. And he was ornery. I mean, just ornery. Well, anyway, I call him up there at the nurse stations. He comes up there, and there's, like I said, it was a learning class. It was training. And so there's me, there's probably 6 other nursing students, there's probably 5 members of staff, and in the nursing, in the medical, you can see it with your own eyes. There's it's more female than male ratio, And let me tuck this door frame in there. That way the drivers. So anyway, I get him up there, And there's, like I said, there's 10 of us standing there, and there's like 3 dudes and the rest are ladies or females, however you want to say it. Hey, Mario done put a lawn chair out. Look at that. Boom. Flea market. Guarantee you that thing this Saturday is going to have a $3 price tag on it. Look at him checking it out. Hey, Mario's such a super dude. Such a super dude. Hey guys, I'm really trying to get up in this video because I've been in my fishing spot like 5 times and I ain't caught nothing. And it's got me bummed out. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I know it got hot real fast here in Dallas. So let me get back to Colonel Flash. I swear to God, John Flash. He was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Honored. Anyway, so we get him up, called him up there to the nurse's station, and it's my turn. And there's a procedure you go through, like you gotta like check their wristband, you gotta ask them their name, and you know, you look at the chart and hey, do you know what medicines you're supposed to be getting today? There's a procedure, that way you know you're not giving the wrong meds to the wrong person, they know what's going on. Anyway, so I'm going through it, and I'm like, Colonel Flash, I'm Specialist Davis, I'm gonna be administering your meds today. Can you state your birthday, please? And he gives me his birthday, and then he says, hey, I want Sergeant Rose to give me my meds today. Now, Sergeant Rose was a very attractive lady, very attractive. And I said, Colonel Rose or Colonel Flash, what is the difference between me and Sergeant Rose? And right there in front of like 10 people, he said, son, you ain't got the goodies. Oh, I know you're very busy, Miss or Nurse Karen. Thank you. Putting up my jibber jabber and all my stories. Come on, let's get this one crushed for you. Thank you much, Nurse Karen. Thank you much. Are you Nurse Macy? Or is it Massey? I'm sorry. Sometimes they go but different ways, but are you Nurse Karen or Nurse Macy? Or Massey? I tried to put it over here on this side for you. Thank you much. I know from personal experience what it's like working in those hospitals. I know. And you've got to be a very caring person. And I got up on those wards, and like I said, after my like 5th Foley catheter, I mean, I went to the instructors, and I was young. I was 19, 20 years old, something like that. And I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And they're like, yeah, we can kind of tell. And it's not that I'm not a caring or nice person. Like, I care about people. I really do. I care about, man, guys, y'all ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to nobody right now. I get one little comment. Sometimes it kind of shuts a brother down. Anyway, but like I said, I like the emergency room stuff. I love the stop the bleeding, start the breathing. I was suture certified. At the time, you had to be defibrillator certified. Not anymore, but that's pretty much common EMT stuff now. But I tell you what, I got some friends, some buddies over in the UK. I sure appreciate it. One of these days, I'm gonna do a UK tour. Get my passport together. That'd be cool, right? Nurse Karen, thank you very much. You are a true frontline hero. I know I know it's been difficult. Anybody, even people that aren't in the emergency room or the ICUs, all wards, all aspects of the hospital are affected. I know. I was young. When I was in nursing school, I was young. I was like, I'm in the Army. I want to jump out of airplanes. I want to blow stuff up. And here I am crushing cars. You imagine if I had stuck with the nursing field? Who knows? I might have continued with some higher education, became an RN, maybe a PA. Thank you very much, Karen. Thank you for caring. For real, thank you. Thank you. Frontline hero, guys. Frontline hero. Oh, and I picked this Toyota Tacoma. It might get some views. It might. We don't hardly ever crush these. I haven't done the research, but there probably ain't too many videos of crushing a Toyota Tacoma. We don't crush them very often. These little trucks like this, they wind up in Honduras, Guatemala, Salvador, Mexico. They love these little trucks. They're saying something about there's aluminum wheel inside. Oh, you gotta love the plexiglass back window. Gotta love that. I can see the wheel now. Camera's probably gonna fall. There we go. Golly, all of them in there. Oh, steel? No, they're aluminum too. Easy. Come on now, you're better than that, cowboy. Better than that, man. Wasting Nurse Karen's time. Come on, she's busy, Bubba. She ain't got 15 minutes to sit here and watch your videos. All right. Sorry, Mario. I'll be over in a second. Let's get this thing crushed. Hey, Catisador? Catisador? Drop the hammer, Mario. Now, we don't get to pop wheels very often. Sometimes they explode, and it's fun. I gotta get a starter off of this one. My buddy needs one bad. And these 3-bolt starters are pain in the... You gotta quit. I gotta quit telling people I work in a freaking junkyard. They're like, hey man, you work in a junkyard? Dude, I need this part. Jeez. And the thing is, these things are like, sometimes they're like almost VIN number specific, or I don't even know how to say that word right. But they're like, it's got to be the VIN, it's got to be that year, that model. It's got to be almost VIN number exactly in a certain range. Golly, I can't believe I got to. I told the man I would. Easy, man. What the what, bro? Get it together, dude. I'm so hard on myself, folks. Y'all don't gotta like give me a hard time. I'm hard on myself. Thank you, Nurse Karen. I guess Mario didn't want that chair laying on the ground. Maybe it's broken. Probably what it is. There's a reason why everything's here. Trunk is empty. I want to put this up, but let me make sure I'm not going to bury nothing. Does he want that car? Nope, nope, nope. Easy. This is still a parts truck. Yeah, I can do a UK tour. Maybe we can all meet up, Nurse Karen. You can talk about the valves in the heart, the bicuspid, the tricuspid, and meniscus sac. And I can talk about Ford, Buick, and Pontiac. For real. I still remember a lot of that stuff. I forgot. I mean, I was an EKG machine for a while. Hey, we need EKG on this one. Boom, Erd's point. 2 across the sternum, intercostal space, 3, 4, 5, and you go around the heart, 6 and 7. Shoot, I was an EKG machine. Let's get this stinking Lincoln up here. Man, I am not looking forward to this, pulling this starter. A lot of times what happens though is maybe the starter's already been changed and the last person was like, I am not putting that 3rd bolt back in there. I've seen it a bunch of times. It's like it's like a pain in the butt. So people are just like, oh, 2 bolts ought to be good enough to hold that starter. I'm crossing my fingers I got lucky on that way. I got to do it though. It is what it is. You got to take care of people. I salute you, Nurse Karen. I do. My hat is off. Straight, right now. I take my hat off to you. Especially right now, a lot of people in the medical field have jeopardized, you know, their life, their situation, you know, to provide care for folks. Super cool. Frontline hero. Absolute. We need to get this van busted down, and this video is starting to get a little long. I know you're busy. Hey, Miss Karen, or Nurse Karen, can I ask one favor? Can you ask a couple of the nurses to subscribe to my channel? Tell them how charming I am. Cowboys always got a hidden agenda. No, I don't. Oh my. Oh, thank you guys for a chance where I can just be myself and goof off and laugh, and we'll all have a good time. Thank you guys. I know it's dark in there, I'm sorry. All right, let's get these other ones slammed in there. Driving home. He's busy. Get in there. Come on. You ain't got a choice, homie. You ain't got a choice. There we go. Thank you very much, Nurse Karen. Hey, everybody be patient. I'm going to try my best to start cranking out these shout-outs. Thank you, guys. Y'all be careful and be kind. Thank you, Nurse Karen.